Hey Cinefam, 15 years ago, a film that was very ahead of its time had released. Many of you might not have even heard of it, so I am going to be telling you everything about that film, Nishabd, along with which I'll review it. And by the end of this video, I'm pretty sure that I'll convince those of you who haven't watched it yet to watch it at least once. So let's start with congratulating the movie for completing 15 years. इस फिल्म को डायरेक्ट किया है राम गोपाल वर्मा ने और ये एक ऐसी फिल्म है जो सोसाइटल नॉर्म्स और हम सबके कंजर्वेटिव परसेप्शंस को डिफाई करती है। बेसिक स्टोरी लाइन रिवील करती हूँ आप सबके लिए। कहानी 60 साल के एक फोटोग्राफर विजय की है, प्लेड बाय अमिताभ बच्चन, हु इज़ मैरिड टू अमृता, प्लेड बाय रेवती, फॉर 27 years. They both have a 18-year-old teen daughter also, who's named Ritu, प्लेड बाय श्रद्धा आर्या। स्टोरी की शुरुआत तो तब होती है जब रितु अपनी फ्रेंड जिया, प्लेड बाय द लेट जिया खान, जो कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया से आई है, उसे समर ब्रेक स्पेंड करने के लिए अपने साथ अपने घर केरला के हिल स्टेशन पे लाती है। ड्यूरिंग हर स्टे, जिया एंड विजय डेवलप एन अनयूजुअल एंड यूनिक लाइकिंग फॉर ईच अदर. Vijay's patient and matured attitude beautifully contrasted with Jia's boldness and bubbly nature. कहानी आगे बढ़ते हुए जब घर पर रितु, अमृता और अमृता के भाई और विजय के फ्रेंड श्रीधर को पता चलता है, तो वो विजय को समझाते हैं कि तुम्हारे और जिया के रिश्ते से तुम्हारी ही फैमिली टूट जाएगी और तुम्हें कम से कम अमृता नहीं तो रितु के बारे में सोचना चाहिए। और वो विजय को ये भी समझाते हैं कि जिया सिर्फ 18 साल की है, तो वो इतनी भी मैच्योर्ड नहीं है कि वो प्यार और इन्फैचुएशन में फ़र्क समझ सके। फिर विजय क्या करता है तो वो तो आप लोग आगे फिल्म में ही देख लीजिएगा। अगर सब कुछ बता दिया तो फिल्म देखने का मन नहीं करेगा। और हाँ, आपको बता दूं कि अगर आप इस फिल्म को देखना चाहते हैं तो ये डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर फ्री में अवेलेबल है। आगे बढ़ते हैं। आई वुड लाइक टू हाईलाइट द थिंग दैट आई लव द मोस्ट अबाउट निशब्द, एंड दैट इज़ RGV's direction. The film is fully aesthetically shot and is purely romantic and barely has vulgarity in it. Mr. Bachchan was excellent as Vijay, who is very different from his previous screen characters. He could convincingly bring out the required vulnerability and the desire to feel young. Jiah, on the other hand, did a marvelous job as her namesake, ranging from a confused teen to the obstinate and sensitive one. She played it all correct. Shraddha Arya was mostly chirpy and somewhat irritating as Ritu, although she tried her best. Revathi and Nasser were completely flawless. Aftab, who entered the scenes in the end, was too good. He has got a very short but prominent role as Rishi and did it well. Now I'll tell you some interesting and unknown facts about the film. Number 1. जब सबने इस फिल्म को व्लादिमीर नाबोकोव की नोवेल लोलिटा से इंस्पायर किया हुआ बताया, तो अमिताभ बच्चन ने इन बातों को साफ इनकार कर दिया था। नंबर 2. फिल्म के रिलीज़ से पहले मिस्टर बच्चन के होम टाउन इलाहाबाद में एक बड़ा मोर्चा निकला था, क्योंकि उन लोगों का मानना था कि अमिताभ बच्चन जैसे इतने बड़े सुपरस्टार का एक 18 साल की लड़की के साथ स्क्रीन पे रोमांस करना इंडियन कल्चर के मुताबिक बेहद ही निंदनीय है। नंबर 3. आफ्ताब शिवदसानी वर्कड विद बिग बी फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम। उन्होंने अपने करियर में पहले शहंशाह और इंसानियत में अमिताभ के चाइल्डहुड रोल्स प्ले किए थे। नंबर 4. मूवी की पूरी शूटिंग केरला के मन्नार टी प्लांटेशंस में हुई है, जैसा कि फिल्म में भी बताया गया है। नंबर 5 एंड द लास्ट वन, के शांतिलाल नायर ने 2007 में ही लोलिटा नाम की फिल्म को अनाउंस किया था, विच हैड द सेम सब्जेक्ट एज निशब्द. The film starred Jackie Shroff, Dimple Kapadia, and a debutante named Pallavi, but eventually the film got shelved for unknown reasons. After all these lesser known facts about Nishabd, I'm going to be telling you what are the factors which make this movie really memorable even after 15 years. Number 1. Performances are totally exceptional. Upon that, seeing Mr. Bachchan playing Vijay was a treat to eyes, and his baritone voice was really attractive and definitely was a treat to ears. Jiah too was really good in her part and looked gorgeous in the role. Number 2. Even though RGV is not a consistently satisfying director, but this time I loved his direction. I know it was slow paced, but everything looked so beautiful that the slow pacedness didn't matter. Number 3. I really liked the cold colors and silhouettes used in the film. Both Amit Roy's cinematography and Kusum Punjabi's screenplay were really enchanting. Number 4. The casting was spot on except for Shraddha Arya. She was a bit chirpy, as I said before. Amitabh, Jiah, Revathi Nasser, and Aftab were all perfect for their roles. Also, a lot of people complained about the thriller type BGM, and to them that was quite annoying. Well, not according to me. To me, Jia had a certain enigma that attracted Vijay, so that music was only highlighting the required emotions through the music. In fact, Vishal Bharadwaj did an amazing job, I would say. Also, a lot of critics mentioned that they didn't like the background score, but I would beg to differ from them as I loved both Rosanna, sung beautifully by Amitabh Bachchan, and Take Light, sung by Jia. Both of them were marvelous. Number 5, and the last thing the film did us right was that it's very much thought provoking, and this is really the kind of cinema we need in India. Also, though the name is Nishabd, but the film is really good at its interesting dialogues, which make the complexity of the relationships believable. आफ्टर ऑल द गुडीज अबाउट द फिल्म अभी बताऊंगी आपको इस फिल्म के फ्लॉज के बारे में. नंबर 1. Despite the perfect 100-minute film, one thing that really disappoints me is the bleak climax. I just feel that it was really cool to show this climax in RGV's mind but didn't work on screen. Number 2. Worst marketing was done for the movie, for which most people misunderstood it, whereas it might have been a film at par Hollywood. Unnecessary controversies were ensured, which eventually stopped people from enjoying the piece of art. Number 3. Look, the point that I'm about to make right now is something that I would want your views on. The fact that RGV himself admitted that casting Amitji in Nishabd was his fault because he had this certain power, intensity, vulnerability, and a personality, or simply he was in such a place in his career that no matter how good the film would be, people will not like to see him in such a role, especially in a country like India where people idolize actors, viewing them as gods, not humans. Also, Mr. Bachchan's makeup man in Nishabd told RGV on the very first day of shoot that the film would not work because no one would accept Amit Ji in such a role. If you ask for my POV, then for me he was certainly perfect because he is an incredible actor whose job at the end of the day is to play the given character with utmost perfection, and he did that. So to me, he was perfect, and RGV made an excellent decision to cast him. But according to him, he failed to capture Mr. Bachchan's art in the right context. So please tell me in the comments what do you feel about the same. Moving forward to age ratings, फिल्म is UA rated, मतलब 12 से ज़्यादा उम्र के लोग इस फिल्म को देख सकते हैं, which is predominantly because of the kissing scene. अभी अगर आप मुझे recommendations के बारे में पूछें तो I would definitely want you to watch this at least once if you like unconventional romantic stories. एंड मेरी तरफ से इस फिल्म को दूंगी 3.3 स्टार्स आउट ऑफ 5. तो आप मुझे कमेंट्स में बताइए कि आपको रिव्यू कैसा लगा, और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए मेरे चैनल को एंड बेल बटन को भी प्रेस कीजिए ताकि नोटिफिकेशंस मिल जाए जब भी मैं वीडियो अपलोड करूं. ऑल्सो आपके स्क्रीन के ऊपर मेरा ट्विटर हैंडल है जिस पे आप जाके मुझे फॉलो कर सकते हैं. तो मिलती हूँ आपको नेक्स्ट वीडियो में बहुत ही जल्द. तब तक के लिए देखते रहिए कुछ और बढ़िया रोमांटिक मूवीज़ के रिव्यूज़ एंड थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग.